Jesus knows me, and Jesus understands me. I mourn with all of you who mourn my children and Tammy. Jesus Christ knows the truth of what happened here. Jesus Christ knows that no one was murdered in this case.
That was 50-year-old Idaho woman Lori Vallow Daybell speaking at her sentencing for the violent murder of her two children, 7-year-old J.J. Daybell and 6-year-old Tylee Daybell. In September 2019, her two children went missing with no word or comment from Lori. In January of the following year, while vacationing in Hawaii with her fifth husband, Chad Daybell, Lori was served a court order by local Hawaii PD issued by a court in Idaho in regards to her child's whereabouts. Take a look.
All right. How's it going? Are you Chad, Lori? This is all you can serve.
Do you have any questions regarding that?
So it is 14:39 hours on January 25th.
Do you need something?
Any questions?
You have any questions for that? No?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
On May 12, 2023, Lori Vallow was found guilty of 6 charges, including murdering her 2 children, Tylee and JJ, and conspiring to murder Tammy Daybell. Lori offered no reaction as the verdict was read. It is reasonable to believe that psychosis played a role in Lori's criminal behavior. She appears to be trapped in a delusional world where she is some type of apocalyptic religious leader who is fighting zombies. Many people want Lori to show remorse and to accept responsibility, but if she is psychotic, this would be unlikely. Usually when a person is already locked in a prison of delusions, there is no way to transfer them to a prison of shame. Fortunately, a physical prison will keep society safe from Lori Vallow killing again.
When Kobe Ryan entered the Boise courtroom Tuesday, 18 jurors watched as his mother, Lori Vallow Daybell, mouthed the words, "my baby," before the 27-year-old took the witness stand. Then they heard an extremely tense jailhouse phone call between the two.
You think you can hide from me?
I'm hiding. You still happening?
Probably because you murdered my siblings.
7-year-old J.J. Vallow and 16-year-old Tylee Ryan went missing in September of 2019. Roughly 8 months later, their decomposed remains were discovered, buried on the property of her new husband, Chad Daybell.
My siblings and my whole family, my dad, everyone is gone except for you, and you're in jail because of it. You ripped my heart out, and you ripped out everyone in this family's heart out.
It's striking that there's chaos and deception and lying and some of the most horrific things that human beings can be doing at all the same time. They're attending the temple several times together in the midst of all of that.
The FBI agent finally said, what we're pointing at is a pattern that right before each homicide, a temple visit occurs. So they're actually trying to show that not only were they going to the temple, they were going right before they killed somebody.
Oh my gosh.
First temple, then, and I just want to point that out too.
So a lot of you have asked how I know that Lori Vallow Daybell is a psychopath. And here's the thing. Having a father who's a psychopathic murderer, the thing about psychopaths is they do everything with complete intention and self-control. Everything is planned out and plotted. Look at all the serial killers like Jeffrey Dahmer, Charles Manson. It's very calculated and cold-blooded. It's nothing is ever done on like the spur of the moment whim of just like, crime of passion. It's all premeditated. So here's the thing. An FBI agent testified last week in her trial that Lori had researched the Gerber Life Insurance Company, life insurance policies for children, and even how to sell a service dog, which her son, JJ, had used because he was autistic and had a service dog. So everything is very calculated. It doesn't look good. This woman is for sure a psychopath.
All right, we are on the eve of Lori Vallow's sentencing in Idaho. The so-called doomsday mom who once lived in the East Valley is now a convicted murderer.
She was found guilty of killing her own 2 kids and justifying it over her religious beliefs. Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum has a preview from the Fremont County Courthouse.
Now the question is, what will the judge actually hand down? Is Lori Vallow's sentence? I can tell you that the entire Rexburg community, those living in East Idaho, are here because they are waiting to get inside that courthouse tomorrow morning and witness history and witness justice. They plan to camp out here and sleep through the night to make sure that happens. But for the grandparents of JJ Vallow, Kay and Larry Woodcock, it's more than just a sentencing. It is the end of a daunting chapter, and they hope to get some closure. Nearly 3 months after a jury found Lori Vallow guilty on all 6 counts against her, including 5 murder charges, the Woodcocks are ready for this moment. Lori Vallow is convicted of murdering JJ Vallow, Tylee Ryan, and conspiring in the murder of Tammy Daybell. That is now on the record.
Yeah, and that was a huge relief.
Yeah.
And another thing is I totally believe that Lori was an active participant in the actual murders of JJ and Tylee.
In June of 2020, authorities found the remains of Kay's grandson, 7-year-old JJ Vallow, and JJ's sister, 16-year-old Tylee Ryan, buried in the backyard of Chad Daybell. The tragic discovery made several months after Lori and her new husband refused to tell anyone the children's whereabouts. During Lori's own trial, prosecutors revealed how she and her co-defendant identified the victims as dark spirits or zombies.
And I went through all of those photographs, every one of them. I saw the fingerprints. I saw the bruises. I saw the brutality that was perpetrated on those 2 children. Somebody that can do that has no soul, has no love.
Prosecutors also convinced the jury that money, power, and sex motivated Lori and Chad during their affair, leading to a series of deadly events. In Maricopa County, Lori is accused of conspiring with her late brother Alex Cox in the fatal shooting of Charles Vallow, her 4th husband. She's also guilty of plotting the death of Chad's first wife, Tammy Daybell. Kay will make her victim impact statement in court and wants Lori to be given a life sentence for each of the 5 murder charges.
I would like to start by quoting John from the New Testament in the Bible. In John chapter 8, verse 7, Jesus says, "He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her." Then in verse 15, Jesus says, "Ye judge after the flesh, I judge no man. And yet if I judge, my judgment is true." Jesus knows me, and Jesus understands me. I mourn with all of you who mourn, my children and Tammy. Jesus Christ knows the truth of what happened here. Jesus Christ knows that no one was murdered in this case. Accidental deaths happen. Suicides happen. Fatal side effects from medications happen. I have a different perspective in life because in 2002, when I was pregnant with Tylee, I died in the hospital while in labor with her. They tried to stop my labor. They put me on the table and they put something in my IV, and I felt my spirit falling to the floor. I was standing near my pregnant body, watching the doctors try to revive me, which took them a few minutes. In that time, my sister Stacy was standing to my left. I turned to hug her and was surprised that her spirit was as tangible as a physical body, because I knew I was in spirit and she was in spirit. She said she needed to show me some things, and we went to heaven. I later returned to my body. Because of this experience, I have access to heaven and the spirit world. Since then, I have had many communications from people now living in heaven, including my children, Tylee Ashlyn and Joshua Jackson, my sisters, Stacy and Lolly, my aunts and my uncles, and my grandparents. I have had many communications with Jesus Christ, the Savior of this world, and our heavenly parents. I've had many angelic visitors have come and communicated with me and even manifested themselves to me. Because of these communications, I know for a fact that my children are happy and busy in the spirit world. Because of my communications with my friend Tammy Daybell, I know that she is also very happy and extremely busy. I have always mourned the loss of my loved ones, and I have lost many in this mortal world. However, I know them more than most people. I know where they are now and what they're doing. I know how wonderful heaven is, and I'm homesick for it every single day. I know we all lived in heaven before we were born on earth, and we were all adult spirits in the heavenly realm. We chose to come to earth as mortals. Heaven is more wonderful than you can possibly imagine. I do not fear death, but I look forward to it. I did not want to return to my body when I was out of it. Even though my son Colby, who I adored more than anything, was only 6 years old at the time, and I was about to give birth to this new baby girl that I wanted so badly. I was a young mother, and you would think I wouldn't want to leave my children, but as I stood in heaven, I did not want to go back. I thought they would be fine without me, because I was peaceful and I was happy and I was home. But then I was told by Jesus that I needed to go back and complete things that I had covenanted or promised to do before I was born. This caused me a lot of distress because I knew heaven was my real home, and I only wanted to be there. I was free from pain, emotional and physical. But then I was shown how I would help my children and others in the future. So ultimately, I did agree to go back to my body. Tylee has visited me. She is happy and very busy. Tylee is free now from all the pains of her life. Tylee suffered horrible physical pain her whole life. I sat with Tylee in the hospital year after year after year while she screamed in pain when the morphine wasn't even enough to take away the pain of her pancreatitis. I sat there while she cried, and I held back her hair while she threw up. And I am the only person on this earth who knows how much Tylee suffered in her life. She had pain every single day. She never felt good. Her body did not work right. And I don't know if that was from complications from me dying while she was being born or something else, but she had a very difficult life. She was sexually abused by her own biological father since she was 3 years old, and she was forced by family court to go visit him for 10 years against her will. I fought for her in court. I protected her. I tried to protect her with my whole life. I tried to protect her. I worried about her every single day. Tylee had to get her GED because she couldn't go to school every day, because she never felt good. She felt sick. Nobody knows this because Tylee, like myself, tries to put on a good front, tries to be a happy person, tries to have hope in life, tries to know that she's here for a purpose and that she has an eternal purpose to be on this earth. But I never stopped worrying about her.
The entire story has been documented by a new series on Netflix called Sins of Our Mother, following the life and the poor choices of Lori Vallow Daybell. I think it's quite interesting that she could possibly murder the lives of her 7-year-old child and her 6-year-old child, both who were suffering with health conditions. Her son was autistic, and her daughter had some kind of pancreas disease that made it very difficult and very painful to live. To me, these are both motives of why she could have possibly killed her children, and also the lives of her ex-husband and her new husband, Chad Daybell's ex-wife. Like this video and subscribe to this channel for more content, love, relationships, and murder mysteries. Until next time, people, peace.